Hi, welcome to Knits Up. I'm Mindy. I'm your hostess, otherwise known as Knitter CNY. The CNY is for Central New York. I live in the Syracuse, New York area, right where Oneida Lake goes into Oneida River. It's a great place if you are looking for, you live in the state or you're close and you want to do some fishing or whatever. Right now, they've got a 2-week quarantine on a lot of people coming into the state, so maybe next summer if you're out of state. Hopefully everything will be back to normal then. One can only hope. So I am going to do a quick update. This has not been formally planned. There's not going to be really show notes. I try and do project pages, but I found that for the finished project that I had done, I didn't do show notes. Or I didn't do a projects page on Ravelry, so you're just going to have to wing it with me. I finished a pair of socks. Now I finished 2 other pairs so far this year. One was a Mexicali Stripes Patents Croy that was earlier in the year, and then I finished a pair of socks out of Lion brand Penelope. If you remember that, that's tube of yarn that fits on your finger, kind of. This is Patents Croy as well. This is stuff I bought in Canada. These were toe-up socks. I did the Judy Becker's Magic Cast On. These generally really match really well. I think the only difference is here and here. I don't get all upset if my socks don't match exactly, but I kind of like it if they do. The only difference here was this is a little thinner than this stripe, so whatever. If the cuffs are a little longer, whatever. And then I did a heel out of socks a la carte. I think this is the short row heel. Could be mistaken on that. But basically it's like, it doesn't have any gussets. It's just a short row heel. And those are done. I finished that today. The top of these is Patents Croy in like a gray color that I just had as extra because I wanted to do a nice long cuff on these. These fit real well. And I wanted a little wiggle room if they get a little smaller in the wash. I am working on another pair of socks. Pardon me as I bend down to pick up my stuff. This is out of Patents Croy Socks 4-ply. This was also bought in Canada, I believe. It's Sunburst Stripes. And I'm participating in the Marley Bird Toe-Up Socks KAL. I'm doing the KAL part of it, not the CAL part of it. She has another designer that's with her. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head, but he's doing the crochet version. He's the designer for that. She's the designer for the knit stuff. The toe on this sock is a little bit different. She did lifted increases or something like that. I don't know. It's definitely different. I don't know if that'll focus, but you kind of get the idea. They look a little different. They're a little, it's one of those different things. She's only doing 1 sock at a time. I did my toes separately, and then I knit about 12 rounds up. And then this morning, I put them on one 2.25 millimeter US size 1 circular. They do start at different points in the ball, and I have the horrible feeling that they're backwards. Like one is the mirror of the other. So hopefully it'll work out. I don't know that it will, but we shall see. At this point, I really don't care. I just want warm socks because Syracuse gets 100 inches of snow every winter. We are one of the snowiest places in the United States. So we try and make up for it in the summer by acting like lunatics and making socks. At least I do. So that's going pretty well. I think this is like a 3-week knit along, and supposedly in the first week you're supposed to knit a whole leg up to, or a whole foot up to where the heel would be. I don't know that I'm going to get that done because I work 40 and in the summer 45 hours a week. So I don't know that I'm gonna get there, but we'll see. Next project, grabbing needles. I don't know that I'm going to continue these on double points, but they had started on double points at one point. This is also, and of course I yanked a double point right out of it. This is the beginning of sock. The yarn is again Patton's Croy, rainbow stripes, kind of funky colors. It's sort of a, if a guy having a bad day colored a rainbow and then decided to go over it with magic marker and make it darker. That's kind of what it reminds me of. These are Zing double point needles. I'm not especially in love with them, but they were around when I started it, and I couldn't even tell you when I started those socks. I don't know, again, if I made a Ravelry page for them or not. I bought some things, but I also want to talk about a project I will be working on. This is stuff, I think I bought it last summer. Maybe I bought it 2 summers ago. I don't know. This is the Lion brand Comfy Cotton Blend. And this is stuff I bought from Walmart back when it was $5.88 a ball. And I have 3 balls of this. It's 7 ounces, 200 grams. It's 392 yards, 358 meters. It's a number 3 weight. And it's 50% cotton and 50% polyester. It's spun like that. So it's very loosely spun, but I want to make some sort of sweater out of it, hopefully like a 3/4 sleeve cardigan. I don't know. That might be crazy talk. I might be just doing a plain old t-shirt or something out of it. Something really simple. I don't know that I even have enough yardage to do that. We'll see what we can do. I am not exactly a tiny woman. Buying wise, I looked at Mary Maxim a while ago at some sock yarn because they had some sock yarn on sale, and I didn't wind up buying it, but had it in the cart or something, and somehow their algorithm got wind of that and then sent me a thing of, look, you missed it. Oh, look, there's free shipping. And I went, okay. And then I looked at my sock yarn collection and went, okay, I don't need to buy sock yarn, but maybe I'll try something else. So one thing I got was this Mary Maxim Scrubby Cotton. That's 100% cotton. And it recommends a US size 8. For the life of me, I think this is maybe a 7 because I knit really loosely. I'm just doing Grandma's Best dishcloth. It's a weird little yarn. It's cotton tape with fringe. I think that's even what it says. 100% cotton with fringe. This colorway is Brights. It's made in China, and I think there's 76 yards on this. And I'm just doing a really simple Grandma's Best dishcloth pattern. Those are really bright colors. Those are accurate colors. So if you like 80s ski wear colors, this is the yarn for you. And then the other thing that I got, because people have raved about them, and I do crochet, and I've been using the ones from England, Germany, sorry. I've been using the Prim ergonomic crochet hooks for some of my projects, and I kind of like those, but I wanted to see if there was something else that was similar. Lower price point. I am not going out and buying a $66 crochet hook. I'm not that serious of a crocheter. So what I got, because they were on sale too, I think they were like $12.99 or $15 or something like that, is this, which is camwood, and it's size H, and it's a Furls crochet hook. It's the Furls Streamline. And I got an H because that's generally what I use for my little granny square lap gowns. So it's really nice. It's stamped, or actually that's kind of etched in there. And I grasp with what's called a knife grip. Like if you were cutting meat, this is how I hold my knife. Some people use what's called a pen grip, like this, like if you were writing with a pen. I'm left-handed, so when I try and do a pen grip, it looks not like how somebody would work with a pen, because I write with my left hand. So I use a knife grip, so I kind of grasp here. The head on this is really interesting because it's sort of it's a very deep head on it. I don't know whether that's inline, some sort of weird combination. The Odyssey hook, I know people, I've met people that use the Furls Odyssey hook. That's a very fancy hook in my opinion. It's weighted. I've held it. The person let me hold the hook, and I said, "Thank you for letting me hold it. That's just enough weight that it would bother my hands, because I've had an injury like in here where I had to have physical therapy for weeks at a time from a work injury, and that was years ago. So I don't want to ever get to the point where I repeat that. So that's why I don't like really tension my yarn. It's why I don't crochet and knit for super long periods of time, and I'll sit and watch some television or something in between. I give myself a break. You need to do that. So I've tried crocheting with this, but the yarn that I had, I think this would be much better on either a cotton mix or something that's smooth, like a Caron Simply Soft would be really nice in this, or a wool. What I was trying to use it on was Hobby Lobby Sugar Wheel, which is the Brillo pad of yarns for me, because I love the Caron Cakes much better than the Sugar Wheel, because the Caron Cakes have that little bit of wool and it makes it just smoother. But I bought the Sugar Wheel on sale, and I've gotten through one, and I'm working on the second one to make a blanket. And then I may find somebody to gift the Sugar Wheel to who will really love it, because their taste is different than mine. And I only paid $1.74 for each skein or each cake last year when it was on sale at the Hobby Lobby sale. My other thing that I got to be working on is, at some point, not when it's hot like this, is Pipsqueak. This is Pipsqueak that I bought 3 years ago in Canada, Listowel, the big ball sale. My cousin's daughter is going to be turning 2. I made her baby blanket out of this. From what I hear, she's very attached to it. However, children grow, and the baby blanket will not be fitting her all that much longer. So I have 2 skeins of 8 ounces of this. That's huge, but I made the baby blanket out of 2 skeins. So then I bought 3 small skeins from Joann's of a white color, because there's white in this, and I wasn't really sure whether the purple would match all the way or whatever. I didn't want there to be a difference, so I bought 3 small skeins of white through their curbside pickup and picked it up last weekend. So I will have enough yarn to make a toddler-sized blanket. I don't know whether I'm crocheting it or knitting it. I knitted the first one, but I want to make this rectangular. So if you have any ideas for the comfy cotton blend in a plus size garment, please comment below. I'd say send me a link, but I don't think anybody really bizarre watches this podcast, so I would say send me a link. It'll work out. because I moderate my comments, so it'll be fine. So I have 3 skeins of this at 392. So let's say 1,200 yards. 1,200 minus 24. No. Try this again. Yeah, 400. So 1,200 yards minus 24 yards. So 1,176 yards. My math is, I got to think about it. And this color is called Cloud 9. It's got purples, it's got blues. I love the purples, that's why I bought it. So that's all I got, guys. It's about 15 minutes. I will upload, and please comment in the Ravelry group what you're working on. Comment below what you're working on. Send me a link for patterns. I'm also on Instagram as KnitterCNY. I post there sometimes if I got good light, because this is kind of in my house with the evening sun coming in. It's about 5:30 on a Sunday night, and I wanted to do this. Paintings in back of me. I like the water. So if you haven't gotten out and you don't have a view of water, you'll have a little view of water now. These have been in the background of a lot of these. So I hope you guys have a great week. Hopefully I'll be back in probably 2 weeks because I want to get that sock knit along thing with Marley Bird. That's probably going to be what I'm working on the most for the next 2 weeks. But I do want to find a pattern and start swatching them, whatever it is I'm going to do. So have a great week and stay safe out there. Bye.